The MonsterVerse's first venture into animation is a delight and proof that not all adult animated shows need to be R-rated. If you're expecting a Monster of the Week formula like past Godzilla or Kong animated shows, then you're in for disappointment. Skull Island feels more like a 3-hour movie with a serialized formula that most shows adopt nowadays. It mostly works, but does drag at times when some episodes focus on characters trapped in one spot for a majority of the episode. Despite this, the overall story is surprisingly good and at times emotionally resonating. The premise is slightly similar to Jurassic Park 3, but I would argue that Skull Island does it better by improving on that premise with its own charming twists and turns. The series stumbles with its characters at first, mostly relying on humor that overstays its welcome at times, but as the series progresses, we get to sympathize with the characters as their backstories are explored and given proper time to blossom. My personal favorite episodes are 6 and 7. Episode 6 is bittersweet because we finally see how Annie lost her father and how that tragedy led to her forming a bond with Dog that is sweet and endearing. Kong doesn't show up for the first few episodes, but don't worry, episode 7 is all about Kong. Just like the previous chapter, episode 7 is another bittersweet look at the bond between humans and animals. This time, we completely empathize with Kong over his triumphs and losses. Episode 6 and 7 assured me that the series is in great hands under Brian Duffield, the show's director, writer, and overall creator. The monsters are unique. I commend Duffield for not settling on generic dinosaurs and instead going for outlandish designs that are reminiscent of kaiju from the Showa era. I'm glad the Kraken is not a generic giant octopus or squid. Instead, the Kraken is one of the better designed monsters that twists the concept of its mythological origins into its own original thing. Kong looks exactly how you expect them to look like in animation. Not to shit on Kong the animated series, but this Kong looks better than that version. Much like they did with Castlevania, Blood of Zeus, and Masters of the Universe Revelation, Powerhouse Animation delivers exceptional high-quality animation. The initial trailer gave off this weird, choppy-like animation, but thankfully, that unwelcome choppiness is nowhere to be found in the final product. Although the animation does give off this late 90s, early 2000s Saturday morning cartoon vibe. Whether that's good or bad depends on you, but for me, it's neither. It's just something I noticed. Fans looking for a fun, animated adventure are in for a treat. I ended up binging this show, and instead of taking a break like I usually do, I found myself saying, no, I want to see what happens next. To me, that's the sign of a great show, and that's what Skull Island is, a gleeful appetizer to keep fans satiated until the live-action Apple TV Godzilla series and Godzilla x Kong. I for one would love a second season of Skull Island, and considering the way the series ends, it seems I may get my wish. I award Skull Island 3 stars out of 4.